We're entering a time I call the new normal. What does that mean? Well, most people believe that the 10 years between 2000 and 2010 was a lost decade. Why? Because no one made any money on their investments. To put this into perspective, if you had put $100 into the market, say the S&P 500, in March of 2000, in March of 2014, after all the ups and downs of the previous 15 years, you would have gotten back just $101.78. That's a total gain of $1.78 over 15 years. The misconception that most people have is that they believe their 401k is back to level. Nothing could be further from the truth. Is this $100 you got back in 2014 the same $100 you invested in 2000? No, it's not. But why? If you said because of inflation, you'd be correct. During that period from 2000 to 2014, inflation, which was 2 to 3% per year, would have had a 50% negative impact on this cumulative return. So that $101.78 you got back in 2014 would really only have the same buying power as $50 did in 2000. So when you pull this $100 out of your 401k, it only has $50 worth of purchasing power, right? Wrong. Actually, in addition to the impact of inflation, 50% over these 15 years, Uncle Sam will take out 25% for taxes. So now your $100 loses $50 worth of purchasing power due to inflation and another $25 due to income taxes. While you might have thought you were back to even, you really only have $25 of the original $100, and adjusted for inflation, that's $12.50 in $2,000. And that's the misconception. Your 401k is not back to the same level. You've fallen victim to taxes and inflation, and they've had quite an impact. Since the year 2000, we've been living in a new economy, what I call the new normal. The government is manipulating everything, interest rates to control inflation, and bailing out failing banks to save the economy, just to name a few. The Japanese economy has been stagnant since 1989, and back in 1989, our government advised the Japanese, don't bail out your banks. They did, and we did too back in 2008. And the US government is now actively involved in our economy. Why does this matter? Well, historically, there's been a market correction every 5 years, and that correction has been about a 15.2% decrease. But in the last 15 years, we've had 3 market corrections with an average decrease of 23.7%. So, our corrections have increased 50% as a result of this bubble economy and a more activist federal government. Well, we're now 40% into what I consider the second lost decade. 2000 to 2010 was the first, and we're on our way to the second lost decade in a row. Don't let your retirement fall victim to more significant market corrections, inflation, and income taxes. In this 15-year period, 2000 to 2014, where you earned 1.78%, my clients earned 6.25 to 7.13%. That's over 3 times as much money, which is the direct result of the lock and reset and the floor and cap provided within the IUL. And remember, the income from an IUL also avoids income taxes during your retirement. Do you think it's time to take a second look at your retirement planning assumptions?